It's the first time I've ever gone live on YouTube. It's kind of scary because obviously I'm not talking to anybody right now. But Instagram is being weird. My usual Friday Q&A that I have on there, I was looking to see your guys' replies, and I could see them in my notifications, but I couldn't see them to where I could respond to them. They said some privacy thing, like I said on Instagram, about Europe. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm here. So didn't want to shortchange anybody. I saw a lot of questions, and I wanted to talk with you guys because it's Friday and this is what we do. So there's 3 of you in here right now, which is cool, but just chat it up a little bit until hopefully some more people get in. And if they don't, then they don't. And I'll just be, a loser and not have anybody in here. And I'll shut it down. But yeah, like I said, Fridays, usually on Instagram, doing it now on YouTube. Subscribe to Cup of Joey. I got season 2 of Cup of Joey coming up that I'm working on right now. I've got about 6 interviews down, and I'm doing it in a different way. I'm doing it to where it's not going to be like week by week. I'm getting them all locked in, and then I'm going to release them in a different way. And then so I've got about 6 of them. Just did one yesterday that I'm really excited about. So those will all be here on Cup of Joey in this YouTube channel. So subscribe to this, like it, to be notified and all that stuff to when those videos come out. All right, we got some. Just want to say you're the GOAT. Oh, thanks, Jimmy. That's awesome. Prediction for the Bills-Chiefs. Huge Bills fan. Yeah, Michael, I actually, on Going Deep, another podcast that I'm on, at Barstool with Stephen Shea and Willie Colon and Colin Cooper, our producer. We had Barry Sanders, the legend, from the Detroit Lions on this week. And then we had Aaron Jones for about 10 minutes, the running back from the Packers. We're going to have the rest of the conversation next week. So subscribe to that for a weekly NFL show. We have a lot of fun. But anyways, I picked the Bills. Michael. And I don't, I'm sure that'll maybe make you feel better. I don't know. But I think they're not a team of destiny maybe, but they're just a really, really complete team. And, with Mahomes kind of being down and banged up a little bit with the concussion, I just like the Bills. They're a really, really good team, but so are the Chiefs. Thanks, Christian. Yeah, the radio host video that I just did, you can check that out. It's on Twitter. It's on Instagram, TikTok as well. I came up in sports radio. So the traditional sports radio broadcaster guy I'm very familiar with. So there's a few different influences in there. I'm sure a few people could probably take note of them. Drew, Al Michaels impression. I've done a few of those before. Not like I haven't promoted it out there. I've kind of just had fun with it a little bit. Like I did one when every time a quarterback throws it deep, Al Michaels, he just goes going deep, and he lets that throw it deep, and it's caught. A few people replied on it, and they were like, "Why did I automatically hear 'and it's caught' afterwards?" That's his go-to. Going deep. Let's see. So I can work on it, but yeah, Collinsworth. I mean, that's the go-to for sure. So maybe I'll team them up hopefully before next football season. From Jimmy H, you think Haskins will do anything on the Steelers? I'm a Ravens fan and low-key nervous about the signing. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are freaking out because that's what Twitter does, but it's a low risk signing with potential to have high reward, right? I mean, you're getting first round talent. They got drafted in the first round, didn't work out obviously in Washington, had a bad falling out, but yeah, I feel good about it. I mean, he was not signed to come in and be the starter in the quarterback one. He was signed to provide depth in the quarterback room, and then also kick the tires on somebody who has a lot of potential, obviously. So we'll see. I don't think anybody needs to get too crazy either way. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, awesome. Check out Going Deep. Jim Harbaugh impression. Jim Harbaugh's tough to do. He's got the stare a lot and the chin. He's always kind of looking like out somewhere. You're kind of like, I feel like if you talk to Jim Harbaugh, he wouldn't be looking at you in the eye. He would kind of have a confused glazed look over his shoulder or over your shoulder. And so you'd be talking to him and you kind of be like, yeah, coach. So I don't have one yet of him because his voice isn't like that peculiar or anything. It's really just his look that he does. But I can work on it for sure. From Simon, on your radio host bit, I wish you should have gone. Speaking about wine, let me tell you about my friends down at Yeah, no, I know. I was trying to mix. That's a great call because they always have those live reads with their friends down at wherever. I was trying to mix it to be realistic enough to where it would be an actual date, and then still have some of those radio cliches in there. So maybe for the next one, I'll throw that in there. From Welch WVU, how's the coffee this morning? It's really good. I just went, like Collinsworth said, the classic Pike medium roast with cream. It's not too expensive, doesn't kill the wallet or anything like that. But also, I worked out this morning, and so having a chai tea latte or something like that kind of just like cancels that out. So low cal, some coffee to get me going. Max, tips for making it to Barstool. About to start a blog and NBA podcast with my buddy. Yeah, Max, that's awesome. Congrats on starting that. I would say, that's obviously the first step is starting it. But from that point, you have to really keep going, keep believing, keep diving into it, because it definitely is not going to happen overnight. You're going to hear that a lot. You're probably going to start it, and honestly, not any rap on you. It's how it goes for everybody. Probably not a lot of people are going to read it. Probably not a lot of people are going to listen. That's just how it goes. But if you keep at it, you keep going, you keep making enough of a splash and having your content be different enough and reason for people to follow, then your following will start to grow. And then from there, people ask me a lot about, how do I make it to Barstool? I'll do anything to make it to Barstool. I'll do, I'll wash your laundry and all this stuff. And it's not like, especially on the content side, it's not like an application type of job traditionally. It's like, you have the people, the main 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or whoever who were there from day one, the ground up. But a lot of the people who came in were people who, like in my instance, I started doing my own stuff outside of my day job and creating content and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept trying to break through. And then finally, it broke through a little bit. And then from there, that's when, Dave and Big Cat and everybody, took notice and was like, hey, like what you do, would love for you to do it for us. So, I would say now that you started it, you got to just keep going, my man. You got to just keep going. From Aaron, advice for a new cat parent. Yeah, I love my cats. I have 3. Big cat guy. Wasn't always a cat guy, but now I'm a big cat guy. It's different from being a dog parent or obviously a human parent because cats are very self-sufficient. That's the beauty of them. They are very self-sufficient. They don't need a ton of pampering or looking after. They know where the litter box is. They know how to take care of themselves. So I'd say just like with anything, just be patient with them. Understand that, they might be coming in this new environment and might kind of claw at you every now and then. So don't get too mad. But yeah, I just love them, man. Like with anything else, with a dog or a cat or anything like that. So, or a kid, I guess. Welch, WVU again. Thoughts on the new Detroit head coach signing? Dan Campbell, yes. So I met Dan Campbell in Indy in 2020, right before the pandemic started for everybody. And I had dinner with the New Orleans Saints. I was lucky enough I got to perform for the New Orleans Saints brass, and that was very intimidating. But Dan Campbell was there, and he's the biggest dude I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he's just absolutely unreal how big this guy is. Very intimidating. But I thought that his press conference was very on brand. He's kind of known for the Oklahoma drill. He's kind of known for get in your face and now I guess bite your kneecaps off. So I think it fits for Detroit. Detroit's a blue collar, rough and tough city traditionally. So I think it'll be fun. From Nick Escobar, my guy, you got a lot of content and projects. Which one do you look forward to making when you wake up? That's the beauty of it, is that it kind of changes every day. It really does. Not kind of, it does change every day. have a new idea, and I try to get at least something new out every single day. So I don't have something where I'm in too much of a pattern. My only pattern is what's the funny idea that I like that I can try to turn into a video or a piece of content that other people will think is funny. So it's a new challenge every day, and that's the best part of it. From Jacob, curious about how you think the Steelers should handle their QB situation. Right. So they signed Haskins to a 1-year deal yesterday. They have Mason Rudolph under contract. Now Dwayne Haskins under contract, and obviously Big Ben. I think preferably, I think it's time for Big Ben to go. Big Ben has been the quarterback for my entire life. This has nothing to do with, I am a fan of him and what he's done for the franchise, but I just think when it's time, and I just think it's time. I think that he should go, and I think that we should ride with Rudolph and Haskins, see what we got there, bridge it for a year or two, and then make a real move to either try to trade up and get your guy, or maybe, I don't know, people talk about like Darnold or Carson Wentz or Matthew Stafford. Those are 3 popular names that are floating around for a bunch of different teams. But if I had to guess, that's probably how they'll do it. I think that, Big Ben will either be back with those 2 guys. If he's not back, they'll ride with those 2 guys for next year. Maybe a year after, see if Mason's developed at all, see if you can get anything out of Dwayne Haskins. And if not, then you got to make your move. Favorite person I've interviewed on this channel, from Jimmy H. Man, I've been lucky enough. I've really enjoyed everybody that I've gotten to interview. So it's hard. It's really hard to pick a favorite. I mean, Chris Collinsworth and Kirk Herbstreit were awesome just because I've grown up watching them my whole life and I've always been a fan. Santonio Holmes, the MVP of the Steelers' last Super Bowl, that was wild. PFT was a great conversation. PFT commenter, my coworker, my friend. We talked for like an hour. And he was great. So really, really enjoyed him. Christian McCaffrey, my buddy, he was awesome too. He kind of let his guard down a little bit, which was nice. So he's a stud. Loved him. Ninja actually was a lot of fun. Ninja, the gamer, everybody knows him from Fortnite and everything like that. He was so much fun, man. I didn't know what I was getting into really, because I'm not a huge gamer when I had him on the show, but he did not disappoint. I mean, he was a heck of a lot of fun. So if you haven't checked those out, you got Chase Claypool, all those guys that I mentioned on there. Trying to think of who else. I had a lot of different people. Daniel Jeremiah, Kyle Brandt, Peter Schrager, all from the NFL Network and the NFL scene. Rich Eisen, guy I've looked up to for a long time. So I mean, there's something about each different interview that I really, really enjoyed. This is from the Dungeon Delver. Hey, Joey, tomorrow's my birthday. Can I get a birthday greeting from Nick Saban, please? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can do it live. Well, Dungeon Delver, tomorrow's your birthday. And I know you want me to wish you a happy birthday, I guess. So happy birthday to you. But that's all you're going to get out of me. All right, I'm not going to come in here and get you a birthday cake and write you a card or anything like that, because even though we just won the title, it's a new day that I got to get prepared for. All right, so happy birthday and everything, but that's all you're going to get out of me, all right? So happy birthday, Dungeon Delver. Don't know your real name, but I hope you have a great day. My sister's birthday was yesterday, so got a few January birthdays in the family. January birthdays are kind of weird. I kind of feel bad for January birthdays in a way. I feel like all the January birthday parties you went to when you were a kid, you were always in some like cold kind of like dingy basement with like 12 different kids just losing their mind and throwing pizza on the walls and, watching a movie that you weren't supposed to be watching or something. Thanks, Hoppy. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's great. If you don't mind, keep firing away. I'm going to put this out on Twitter and see if we can get a few more people to hop in here and have some fun. Let's see. Video link. Is this how I do it? Jeez. All right. Let's see here. Why am I my dad now all of a sudden? And I'm only 27. That's how technology goes. From Alex Taylor. Favorite Steeler growing up? Troy Polamalu, for sure. I mean, just a legend, a Hall of Famer. every week that they played, you just never knew what Troy was going to do in a good way. I mean, seriously, in a good way. And, just something about the hair and the way he flew around, and he wasn't a big talker, and it was just great, man. I mean, Troy Polamalu, no doubt, my favorite probably still, and definitely my favorite when I was a kid. From Hoppy 1028, what's your favorite part about working for Barstool, and any plans on moving to New York? Yeah, I mean, there's so much to love about working for Barstool. I'm incredibly lucky. I realize that every single day. I don't take it for granted. The people who follow and the people who enjoy, and the people who I get to work with at Barstool and work for Dave and Erica. Yeah, I'd say my favorite part is just the team aspect, the bonding that you have with the people that you work with. Everybody kind of looks out for each other, and yeah, I mean, there's just so much to like, man. There really is. I'm very lucky. Right now, I don't have any plans to move to New York. I don't have any plans right now to move to New York. I'm here in Indy. There's really, again, I know the vaccine and everything's coming out, but there's not there's just not for sure concrete answers right now in my mind enough to go out there. And there's a bunch of different behind the scenes things that I won't get into, just in my personal life and everything like that I'm trying to work out to be able to get to New York. So I want to plan on it. Not right now, at least. I love New York. I love being in the office. I love the city of New York, but I've been doing this for a year almost in Indy, and so. From Jacob, thoughts on the Oladipo trade? I loved it. It's a bummer that Caris LeVert, poor guy. Luckily, they found that mass on his kidney. So hopefully they'll, be able to take care of that, and he'll be healthy. You pray. Thank God they found that. So it's great on that end, but it stinks, that he can't be out there and playing right away. But I still love the LeVert trade. I love him as a player. I'm really excited. I think he'll fit in well. And then, Vic, he just, unfortunately, he kind of went down the Paul George route. He kind of, we've seen that before very recently. He just wasn't totally bought in, and it was pretty clear. And he wanted out, and everybody knew that he wanted out, and so the fact that you could trade him away, get a young player who's up and coming, like Caris LeVert, that you're going to have for a few years on contract, that you don't have to worry about like you did with Victor Oladipo. I think it's a win for sure. From Steven, my pick to win the Super Bowl. Well, on the show, on Going Deep, I went both, I guess, underdogs and road squads. I picked the Bucks and the Bills to meet up in the Super Bowl. And so from that matchup, I really don't know, dude. I don't. The Bills are a really, really complete team and really, really good. Like I said earlier, so I picked them to beat Kansas City. Knowing my luck, it'll be Kansas City and Green Bay. But I guess I'll go with Buffalo. I guess I'll make Michael up there from a few minutes ago happy that he's a Bills fan. Let me get this out here. Sorry. All right. Send it out on Twitter. Hopefully some people join in. But yeah, it's Friday, man. Christopher. Thanks, Christopher. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, let's try to get some more people in here. This is fun. I usually do the Q&A on Instagram where like I said, but that was all messed up. It wouldn't let me see the replies. So now it's kind of like I have to keep the show going. I gotta keep us rolling. I gotta get on to the next thing. Because you don't have that time to just pick and choose the questions that you want. From Matt, any hockey impressions in your back pocket? The players and analysts are always so predictable. The satire has to be there. Yeah. Being born and raised in Indianapolis, there's not a lot of hockey folks. It's just not a big thing. And so I didn't grow up with hockey too much. But when I did the Brian press conferences a while back, where I, like the post-date press conference and all that stuff with Brian, that character Brian, there was quite a few people actually that were like, wow, this reminded me a lot of hockey people. So I don't know if you've seen those or what, but yeah, I probably don't right now. A lot of people have asked me about like Doc Emmerich and everybody like that, but I feel like he's so legendary. You don't really touch on that. From Xavier, can I be your intern? Yeah, man. I mean, I would love to, but I just I don't know how that works. And honestly, like I don't really know what I'd have you do. Just because I do all my stuff kind of on my own. So I don't really know how valuable that would be. Maybe you should try to, get in with Barstool HQ. I know it's very competitive there, but that'd probably be more beneficial for you than working for me. Cause I just like make videos on my phone and then chop them up real quick or like write blogs. So I just don't really know what you do. Favorite impersonation to do from Ryan. Again, like it's like with interviews, man. I mean, the fact I get to do this, they're all fun. So, I'd say right now probably Collinsworth. I'm really enjoying Collinsworth. He's fun to do. I feel like I'm getting it down pretty well. Saban is the baby. Luck is up there too. Jimmy Fallon is fun to do because he's easy to poke fun of, even though he's my buddy. But I'd say Collinsworth right now. I really enjoy that. Doesn't matter if you're from Indy. If Pittsburgh was a Corleone crime family, you'd be our Tom Hagen. That's awesome. I love that. I love that parallel there. Godfather is one of my favorite movies, and Tom Hagen is a legend. So I'll take that. I'll gladly take that. From Jason, Bill Belichick impersonation. Frank Caliendo, he's nailed Belichick. That's one of his, and so I don't really like to step on his toes. I like to try to, Belichick's such a popular and like a given, to do that. I feel like people would just be let down no matter what. So, ask you every day. Yeah, sorry, Xavier. I feel bad. From Isaac, is Purdue beating Michigan tonight? I hope so. Man, that game on when was it? Tuesday or Wednesday? I think Tuesday against Ohio State. Jaden Ivey rises up. What a stud that guy is. Freshman, it just rises up and bangs it. And then what was awesome too, classic Matt Painter team. Right after that, they have the presence of mind to foul Ohio State because they had a foul to give instead of giving them a chance to tie it. So that was great. I hope it's going to be a fun game. I'm excited to watch that tonight at Mackey, even though there's not going to be any fans there, unfortunately. From Anthony, any secret to growing luscious hair? Honestly, not a secret at all, man. You just got to let it grow. Like I look back on videos and pictures from, videos and pictures from probably like March to June. And I thought my hair was long then. And it was so awkward. It was such an awkward length and just like weird. And so you just got to keep letting it grow. I'm going on, last time I got it cut was October 2019. That's the last time I had scissors touch it at all. So that's a year, November, 13, December, 15 months. So February would be 16 months that I haven't cut it. So you just gotta let it go. Andrew Buck, what are Buffalo's chances of winning this weekend? I like them a lot. I mean, I picked Buffalo. Kansas City's a great team, but it's hard to repeat in the NFL. Why it doesn't happen often? So I think they got a great shot. I'm sorry, Hoppy. Tyler Herrick, Rodgers or Brady? There is a wrong answer. It's tough to go against Brady. He's still doing it. He's still an assassin. 6 Super Bowls. Like his production hasn't really fallen off that much. I mean, he's still doing it. But Rodgers is, I think Kyle Brandt said it today. It really is like Michael Jordan and LeBron. Like they're both so great, but they're great in different ways. And like Aaron Rodgers is more physically gifted than Tom Brady, just like LeBron is more physically gifted than Jordan. But Jordan and Brady just have that like assassin, killer instinct, GOAT factor about them. From Thomas, have I ever tried doing a Skip Bayless impression? No, I haven't. That could be a probably pretty fun one to do because he's so animated and it's so like the response for him is so vitriol that people would probably find it funny. He has a lot of facial expressions and his cadence and the way he moves his head. And Frank Caliendo pointed out he has like he puts his hands, down a certain way on the desk when he's making a point and everything. So that could be a fun one to work on. From Dog Pound Dish, do I hope the Steelers keep Big Ben next season? I hope Big Ben just retires, just rides off in the sunset, not even a sunset really, but just, hangs it up. Yeah, I mean, he's got nothing else left to prove. So, and let's just move on. So, Tyler M., huge fan. Love you. What are your short-term and long-term goals at Barstool? Get on Barstool shows. Love to see you work with all the other players. Keep up the good work. Yeah. It's tough, Tyler, just because I'm in Indy. And so being a part of a show when everybody else is out in New York, that can be tough to do. So, short term, I'd say, keep growing Cup of Joey to get bigger and bigger guests, grow my YouTube channel to like 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers. Maybe start another video series that's with like sports cards or Star Wars Black Series collectibles, because those are two things I'm really into and collect. And, I think there could be some good content with that. And then long term, stay with me now. Long term, I would like to be a part of a like streaming or television production or a movie under Barstool, like a Barstool produced TV show or movie. Similarly to how like National Lampoon way back in the day started as a monthly magazine, and then they worked their way into live shows, and then they worked their way into movies, and gave us the classics like the Vacation series and Animal House and things like that. So I think there's potential there. I really do. And the beauty of working at a place like Barstool is that they give you such freedom to just do it, and come up with the idea. And if you do it, then Dave and Erica will get behind it and you'll be good to go. So, let's see. M1, first saw you from the Nick Saban Halloween impression. Yeah, that was a fun one to do. I mean, anytime you put Saban into a environment that isn't football and like getting better, he's going to be pissed off. And so imagining that was pretty funny. From Daniel, can you do Jimmy Fallon interviewing Doc Rivers? Yeah, Doc Rivers. I've had people ask about a Doc Rivers impression. I know Jamie Foxx does a really good one. Jamie Foxx is actually a really, really talented impression and voice guy, along with, actor and musician and everything else he does. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. He does a really good Doc Rivers. But yeah, I can work on something with Jimmy for sure. Mike, Joey, how are your vibes today, my dear brother? Vibes are good, man. We're staying positive. I got my coffee. My guy, Max Air Jordan 1, sent me a shit ton of sports cards that are really, really cool that I'm sitting on right now and adding to my collection. Get to have dinner with a dear friend tonight and grab some drinks, responsibly, of course, with a mask on and everything. So vibes are great, man. I hope vibes are great for you guys. It's a little chilly in Indy, but the sun's out, so nothing to complain about at all. From George, when are you going to be on ESPN First Take, The Herd? Yeah, dude, I've been trying for a while to, and Colin Cowherd has noticed, and he's recognized and he's giving me a shout out on his show, but I haven't cracked it to where I can get him to come on mine or me to go on his show. I think it'd be great. I think it, obviously I think, but I think it, would be funny if he could do that and just chat with him for 15 minutes or whatever and poke fun at the Bear. So from Cody, what is worse, Notre Dame football fans or IU basketball fans? Well, I'm going to throw you for a loop here, Cody. The worst is when you got Notre Dame football fans and IU basketball fans. Ugh. And I'm not a big guy that, people love to shit on me about my teams all the time. I don't really care who you root for. But, come on. At the end of the day, it's like, what are we doing here when it comes to that? So, yeah. From Sunny, can you play any instruments? I can't. I would like to. I tried to get my choir teacher my senior year of high school to teach me how to play piano, but he was kind of like, you're too far gone. So I don't, but I wish I did. And I could do Will Ferrell with the triangle, or need more, or cowbell. Need more cowbell. From Cameron, you going to Detroit at all this weekend? I'm not. Hopefully make it up there, in the next, I don't know. I'll make it up there soon, I'm sure. It's not that far away. But I'm not this weekend. I'm kind of letting the main gambling folks do their thing. I don't want to be up there and cause more clutter. So, Brandon and Marty and Dave and Big Cat and Rico and all those guys will be up there doing a great job. So not this weekend. From Sabir, what is your favorite Steelers game this season? When they beat the Browns 38-7, that was great. The Baltimore game on the road was great. The comeback and the fourth down stop twice to beat them. Beating the Colts after being down was, just living in Indy. My family and my friends are all Colts fans, and so they love to try to stick it to me, even though the Colts never beat the Steelers. So it was great to be able to stay on top of them for sure. From John, can you power rank your pro teams in order of who you want to win it all the most? Cubs, Pacers, Steelers. Well, you could look at it a few different ways because I've seen the Steelers win 2. I've seen them go to a third. I've seen the Cubs win 1. But I haven't seen the Pacers win 1. I've seen them go to 1 when I was little, but I haven't seen them win 1. But I think it's always going to be Steelers 1A, Cubs 1B. They're very close. Both of them are the same, really. And then Pacers 2, right in the middle. So, but I'm ready. I want to see the Steelers get there, man. They got a hell of a team. Kevin Pritchard, Pacers president, that's my guy. So, but you have to go Steelers 1A, Cubs very closely, narrowly behind them, and then the Pacers. Stylus Productions. Do I watch the NBA? What's my favorite team? Yep, do watch the NBA. I like the NBA a lot. The Pacers are my favorite team. Everybody always wants to get on me, because I don't root for the Colts or whatever because I'm from Indy, but I am a very big Pacers fan. Have been my whole life. I got a picture of me when I was 2 years old, I think, and I'm meeting Reggie Miller at some TV event. I'm like, he's bending down, and I'm reaching up and shaking his hand. So huge Reggie Miller guy, huge Pacers fan, always have been. George Vance McGee. Should the steroid MLB players get in the Baseball Hall of Fame? Yeah. I think Barry Bonds is probably the best player ever, even though, and I don't think he's ever officially, if I'm correct, and I may not be, I don't think he's ever officially tested positive for steroids or performance-enhancing drugs. I don't know. Put them all in. I don't fucking care. It's like if the guy, other guys had chances to do it and they weren't doing it, and then, they missed out. It's on them. Bill, all right. Happy birthday, Bill. Favorite Canadian sports team? I missed the Montreal Expos. They're not around anymore, but I do miss them. Great uniforms, great players, really. Cool name. So I miss them a lot. I'm trying to think of. Don't care for the Raptors. Not a big hockey guy. Yeah, no. I miss the Expos. That's what I have to say. Yeah, thank you. From David, is it more important to get the voice or the mannerisms down when doing an impression? What comes easier for you? So that's like impressions are, there can be different kinds of impressions. And I think that to nail some impressions, having both is even more important than one or the other. I try to look at it as I'm trying to fully encompass and become the person that I'm impersonating. right? So with Saban, it's a lot of this and the shoulders and the hands, and they're going like this and they're getting crazy. With Cowherd, it's he's doing this and he's got this and he's but he's doing a bunch of that stuff. You kind of overplay it, to become a caricature of this person that you're impersonating, because that makes it better. It's like Frank Caliendo always says, it's, if you just have it nailed down spot on with the voice, eventually that kind of becomes boring. You have to, or if it's Andrew Luck with the, like you got to play up on those things. Yeah, I would agree with that, Hobby. The voice is the baby and the mannerisms set the tone. So, Fallon, it's always here and he's laughing and he's hitting the disc and he's, you gotta fully become that person in my mind. But there's a whole bunch of different impressions, I mean, you got people that are super talented, more talented than me that sounded stupid. They're way more talented than I am. That's better. That just can absolutely nail voices so well. And that's great. But then, like Chevy Chase, when he used to impersonate Gerald Ford on SNL, in the beginning days of SNL, he didn't dress up to look like him. He didn't try to get his voice to sound like him. He just played this dopey, clumsy character, and people loved it. So there's a lot of different ways to go about it, and not even the mannerisms or the voice, but then also you're kind of ghostwriting for this person. What would this person say? What would this person think in this moment? Like Saban at Halloween, right? Or Chris Collinsworth ordering from Starbucks. You kind of have to, again, not only become them physically, but then mentally you got to get in their headspace and say, how would they be about this? What could be funny? So long-winded answer. But from Cameron, what was the first impression that you got really good at? Publicly, I'd say was Andrew Luck. Yeah. Andrew Luck, that was the first one that I put out there and that a lot of people seemed to enjoy and kind of got me, some good traction and everything like that. So, yeah. Oh, Sean McVay. Thank you. Yeah, that's a fun one to do. Again, he always has the headset on and he's covering his mouth, calling plays, and he's trying to be efficient and, he that kind of thing. So, all right, here we go. That kind of thing. So, Robert, I've also been growing my hair out. When is the end for us? I don't really know. I said over the last year, I wouldn't cut mine until LSU loses. I didn't say I'd cut it when they lost. I'd say I'd cut it. I wouldn't cut it until they lost. Therefore, giving me some ground to where I could, not. I could still not cut it even when they did lose and they lost week 1. So, I've had it. I don't really know. I like it. I people ask me about it a lot. I don't really see a reason to cut it. I'll probably be bald one day, anyways. So why not grow the hair out? I should go on McAfee's show sometime. From Mike. Yeah. Funny enough, I actually interned for Pat McAfee. Back in the day. So know Pat well. Still talk to him on occasion. I don't know if I should go on there. I don't know if he'd want me on there or whatnot, just because of, kind of competition for different reasons, I guess. But yeah, big fan of Pat. Would love to go on the herd. Everybody should tag Colin Cowherd and tell him that we should do this. Let's just get it going until it finally happens. It's gotta happen at some point. From Alec, top cards in your trading card collection. Well, right now, I got a Joe Burrow rookie patch. I got a couple Justin Herbert rookies, James Wiseman and LaMelo Ball rookies that I just got from my guy Max Air Jordan 1. I don't really know if those are – I don't really know the value. I just like collecting. I just know that those are like popular cards and everything. So I don't really have a value on them. They're probably not worth anything. I don't know. But those are ones I see people get excited about. From Ethan, Cowherd sucks. No, I mean, to each their own, From Cody, as a fellow Purdue fan, can you rank the 3 biggest heartaches in order? Orton fumble, Virginia game, Hummel ACL, ending with the worst. I think the worst has got to be the Virginia game. I mean, you're literally a second and a half away from the Final Four, and a crazy shot. Just the ball completely bounced the right way for Virginia. Man, that one just still stings, stuck with you. It's really, really hard to think about and swallow that they were that close. And then Virginia went on to win the title, obviously, so Purdue very well could have. From Robert, actual question, sometimes your videos are tough to find on YouTube or on Twitter. I've started posting a lot of them on YouTube, because I'm trying to grow the channel. So for those of you here, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Check them out. I post different things, whether it be different interviews and skits and whatnot. I have been posting more on here, and I'll continue to do that now that you said that. So thanks, Robert. But we've been going for 40 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, we've been going for 40 minutes. Follow me at Joey Mulinaro, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to this channel. More good things to come. Hope everybody has a great Friday, and we'll do it again next weekend. All right.